The celebration of Edmond Dantes' betrothal had ended in shock and silence. The music had stopped, the sweets had turned bitter in the mouths of the guests, and Mercedes's white dress, once a symbol of joy, now seemed like a garment of mourning. Edmond had been taken away by soldiers, accused of crimes he did not even understand.
They cannot keep him. Edmond is innocent. Everyone knows it.
Yes, child, but envy is a cruel enemy. I fear something dark has been planned.
Indeed, outside the walls of their humble home, two men congratulated themselves in secret. Danglars and Fernand. They had succeeded in their scheme, and now they waited for the storm to destroy their rival. The false letter, written by Danglars and delivered by Fernand, had been placed into the hands of Gérard de Villefort, the deputy prosecutor of Marseille. Villefort was a young man of ambition, eager to rise in government. He read the accusation carefully. Edmond Dantes, sailor of the ship Pharaon, carries a letter from Napoleon Bonaparte to his supporters in Paris.
At once, Villefort's face darkened. Though many such letters had been rumored, this one carried danger.
The country was ruled by King Louis VIII, restored to the throne after Napoleon's defeat. Any hint of Bonapartist activity was treated as treason. To protect the king, men had been executed for far less. Bring this Edmond Dantes before me. We shall see what truth lies behind his smile. Edmond was taken into a cold, stone room. His hands were bound, but his spirit was unbroken. He stood tall before the deputy prosecutor, confused but not afraid. Monsieur Dantes, you are accused of carrying a letter from the exiled Emperor Napoleon to his supporters in Paris. What say you?
A letter? Yes. I was given a letter on the island of Elba by the dying captain of my ship. Do you know to whom this letter was addressed?
No, monsieur. I only know it was to be delivered in Paris. I wished only to keep my word to my captain. I am a sailor, not a politician. The sincerity in Edmond's voice would have touched any fair-hearted judge. But Villefort's ambition clouded his sense of justice. For when he broke the seal and read the letter, he discovered a terrible truth.
It was addressed to a Bonapartist leader, his own father.
If the letter became public, Villefort's family name would be ruined and his career destroyed.
His heart pounded as he faced the young sailor. You admit to carrying this letter?
Yes, but I swear to you I had no idea of its contents. I would gladly burn it if it causes harm. Villefort studied Edmond for a long moment. He saw the honesty, the innocence, the youth. Part of him longed to release the boy and clear his name, but his ambition refused.
Edmond Dantes, you have confessed to carrying a letter from the enemy of the king. For this, you are guilty of treason. Guards, take him to the Château d'If.
No! I am innocent! Please, listen to me, God!
But his words were drowned by the clanging of the prison doors.
When the news spread that Edmond had been imprisoned, shock and disbelief filled Marseille. Mercédès refused to believe it. She went from door to door, pleading with officials, crying out that Edmond was no traitor. He knows only ships, sails, and the sea.
The government was afraid of Napoleon's return, and in their eyes, any man accused of serving him was already guilty. Edmond's father grew weaker with grief. He had only his son in the world, and now even that comfort had been torn from him. He sat for hours by the window, staring at the sea, whispering Edmund's name. Meanwhile, Danglars and Fernand celebrated quietly. Danglars smiled to himself, imagining the Pharian under his influence now, that Edmund was gone. Fernand, though, cared only for Mercédès. He visited her daily, pretending to comfort her, but secretly hoping her despair would push her into his arms. Yet each time, Mercédès turned away, her loyalty to Edmund unshaken.
I will wait for him. If he is in prison for 100 years, still I will wait.
Her words cut Fernand's heart like a knife. Late at night, Villefort sat in his study, the letter spread before him. His hands shook as he read his father's name once again. If the king discovered that Gérard de Villefort's father was a traitor, all his dreams of power would collapse. His fiancée's family was royalist. His own career depended on loyalty to the crown. Everything he had worked for could vanish in an instant.
I must destroy this letter.
Then he whispered,
Farewell, Edmond Dantès. You are sacrificed for my future.
At dawn, soldiers dragged Edmund from his cell. Shackled and pale, he was pushed into a small boat
that carried him across the waters of Marseille.
He looked desperately at the city.
The city, the port where he had dreamed of being captain, the house where his father waited,
the streets where he had walked with Mercédès. Every sight pierced his heart like a blade.
Where are you taking me? To the Château d'If. Edmund's blood turned cold. The Château d'If was a fortress prison built on a rocky island.
Infamous for housing traitors and prisoners, few who entered its gates ever returned.
As the boat approached the dark stone walls rising from the sea, Edmund's spirit sank.
He stretched out his hands toward the city, shouting, Mercédès! Father! Help me!
But no voice answered, only the crash of the waves against the rocks. As the iron doors shut, he felt the world of freedom and love slip away, leaving only hollow pain within him.
Back in Marseille, Fernand and Danglars exchanged satisfied glances.
Dantès is gone. The sea has swallowed him, though he lives still.
Fernand nodded, his eyes fixed on Mercédès from a distance. Yes, gone. And now she will be mine. But deep in his heart, he knew the truth. Though Edmund was imprisoned, his spirit lived on in the heart of Mercédès, and no chains could break that bond.